the most insidious part of this day was that bullshit fucker Trump sitting there during the meeting. I guess those were cabinet officers, and the cameras were allowed in. And there sat Trump talking about how he just couldn't stand to see families separated. Oh, my goodness. So therefore, he's going to sign an executive order to make it stop right away. This is the same piece of shit. I hate this man. I swear to God, I hate this guy. The same piece of shit who has been saying for weeks, not going to do anything. Democrats did it. Not going to do anything. It's up to the Congress. Let them do it. Let the Democrats do it. No, blah, blah, blah. So what changed his mind? Who gives a shit what changed his mind? But what he's done now with this stupid-ass executive order of his, which is insane, what he has done now is he has made an intolerable situation even worse. Nobody knows where these children are, where hundreds, if not thousands, of these children have been snatched away and taken where? Fucking ICE and fucking Homeland Security and the rest of these sick Nazi agencies. They don't keep records. ICE? ICE is a terror organization. What, they're going to keep records? That's what I've been hearing all day, that nobody knows where the children are. Some of the parents have been sent back to the countries from which they fled, and the kids that they had to leave behind have been distributed all over the fucking country. Nobody knows where they are. And some of these kids, they don't know what to say. They don't even speak English. And forget Spanish. Some of them come from Central American countries where various dialects are spoken, not just Spanish. This is... It's just incomprehensible that this is going on. So this goddamn piece of shit, Donald Trump, creates a problem, a horrific problem with his arrogant, fascist fucking stance on everything. And then when enough pressure builds from Republicans, maybe from his old lady and his fucked up daughter, I don't know who applied pressure to him. I really don't give a shit who applied pressure to him. He's a monster. He's a beast. But then he acts as though he is going to step into the breach and save the little immigrant children who have been so brutally mistreated by him. And I watched Trump during his cabinet meeting. This sick man actually believes, I'm beginning to believe there are 2 or maybe 3 Trumps. You remember the movie in the 50s, the book, 3 Faces of Eve? But watching Trump at this cabinet meeting today, where he talks as though some sinister force operating at will against children is loose in the country. And the only one that can save these children is him. I mean, if that's not schizophrenia, somebody tell me what is. This sick son of a bitch needs to be removed from office. I mean, fuck impeachment. Use the whatever amendment. He is unfit. And this is only fucking Wednesday. It's astonishing. Astonishing. Let me mention our sponsors tonight. Janet Scapin is one of our sponsors tonight. Her message for providing a voice through all the evil and all the fear and all the injustice. I thank you for your spirit, Mike. Thanks, Janet. Chris Shaper. Her message, Long Live Church Night, Crush the Infamy. By the way, today is Chris Shaper's birthday. Happy birthday, Chris. I wonder how this story is playing where Chris is. In, what city is she in Germany? Stuttgart. Stuttgart. Thanks, Chris. James Bothamley is our third sponsor. James writes, happy belated Father's Day, Mike. The greatest gift my own father gave me was the privilege to grow up in Mexico. So whenever I hear the ridiculous argument that to live in this country you must speak English, I think of the Michael Franti lyrics from Is Love Enough, where he states, what language do you laugh in? What language do you cry in? What language do you dance in? Make romance in? What language do you make love in? Oh, pray to the above in. What language are your fears? What language are your tears? Believe in coexistence. Keeping it lit, James. Thank you, James. Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Janet. Over and over and over again, both this monstrous Donald Trump and his abused Secretary of Homeland Security, Kirstjen Nielsen, who more and more is beginning to remind me of a battered wife. Trump has publicly castigated her, belittled her, and now she defends him. Homeland Security and battered wife Kirstjen Nielsen and Trump, the batterer, have repeatedly said that only Congress could stop family separation at the border, and only through legislation. And then today, this dirty, fucking, sick man reversed course, signed an executive order ending family separations at the U.S.-Mexico border after what can only be described as a massive uproar over the impact of this zero-tolerance bullshit. Now, the order he signed today looks like it was written by the Nazi Jew Steve Miller. Somebody wrote it. Trump couldn't even fucking spell the words, some of the words that are in this order, much less put them into coherent paragraphs or sentences. And by the way, if you're offended by my constant use of the term Nazi Jew or someone's a Muslim, it's a descriptive religious term, a Jew. A Nazi Jew or a Nazi sympathizing Jew existed in the death camps. Stephen Miller is a Nazi Jew. End of discussion. Now, what Trump came up with, or somebody came up with today, and this orange son of a bitch signed his name to, would keep families together in federal custody while awaiting prosecution for illegal border crossings. And there's no length of time on how long they can be held in custody, which violates a 1997 court settlement limiting the duration of child detentions. So this is going to wind up in the courts. And whether or not it can be put into effect now, or if it has to work its way through the courts, which could take months, if not years, to finally get to the fucking Supreme Court, who knows? So as he signed the order in the Oval Office today, this piece of shit said this, quote, "So we're going to have strong, very strong borders, but we're going to keep the families together. I didn't like the sight or the feeling of families being separated." Fuck you, Trump. You didn't like the sight of what you and your goblin Klansman who operates as your attorney general, what you put into effect. And you can blame it on the Democrats until fucking hell freezes over and you're in the middle of it. But that doesn't change the truth, Trump. Jesus Christ. Was it the images of the little kids in metal cages? You human fuck up, you? Is that what it was? Kathy, what was the term used to describe those places where the babies and toddlers were kept? Tender age shelter. AKA baby jails, you motherfucker, you! Tender age shelters? Oh my God, that's right, dripping out of George Orwell's pen. Tender age shelters, these cages, and here's the thing that is just additionally horrible. The people in ICE, the people in Department of Homeland Security, the people who run these fucking things, they're not allowed to touch the children. They're not allowed to pick them up. How the fuck do you feed a baby if you can't pick her up? How the fuck do you change a diaper if you can't touch a baby? This is madness. I'm sorry for the screaming. I really am. I'm at the end of my fucking rope here. This is just